Well, our friends, story timers, far and near, if you hear that background hum, that is because we here in Belgrade, as well as our other main citizens around us, have a terrible storm that has hit the area. And you will know this when you see this video. Go, oh yeah, yep. And by the time you see it, hopefully everything's back to normal. Houses are warm, food is cooked, people are clean, happiness reigns. So, so here in our town right now, there is no power. But it's always time, and especially when it's dark and there's nothing to do in your house, read a story. And this story is If You Can See the Dark. So we've got a lot of dark going on right now because it's candlelight in your house unless you have a generator. And this story is going to illuminate, which means to light. It's going to illuminate the need for some dark skies. Animals need that. We need it for good sleep. So, Happy New Year. May 2024 bring you all good health and joy and peace to the world. So let's get into our story. It's a super cleverly written story, and I love the art. It's by Timothy Mundy and Jenny Ward, and the illustrations Maddie Rose Templeton. And shout out I have to give to both writers as well as illustrators. The message is important, but the artwork is really something. I've never seen a storybook like this. But our craft will have a similar feel. Okay, you ready, my friend? All right, so what I'd like to point out before I start reading, these look like kind of like, I don't know, blobs, little light blobs. They are fireflies. I think you have them in your yard. I hope you do. I have them in my yard, and I think they're just spectacular. So they are like nature's little lanterns. Fireflies can find their friends if you can see in the dark, and moths can find their food. So both these animals, the fireflies and the moths, they need the dark. The fireflies need it to be able to use that glow, and the glow is to find other fireflies. And then the moths need it for their food. Lights at night can be so bright that fireflies can't see other fireflies light up, and they can't find each other. Moths and many other bugs fly towards bright light instead of searching for food. Have you seen bugs flying outside your lights? We have learned another lesson around here, like brown moths. We've learned during the months of July, turn your lights off and the moths don't come to your house as much. So yes, moths go to the light. Look at that picture. It's the bats, see? They're feeding on the nectar of the flower. If you can see the dark, bats can find their breakfast, and bees can help us give or let us grow our own. People wake up when the sun comes out, and bats wake up when it goes down. If there are too many bright lights outside their home, bats think that it's daytime, and they don't want to come out and eat. When animals like bats, beetles, moths, and bees visit flowers, it helps to grow more flowers, including some of your favorite fruits and vegetables. So there are pollinators. This pollination must happen, flower to flower, plant to plant, in order for our flowers, fruits, and vegetables to grow. So we need that. Bats are a pollinator as well. So these are our friends, the monarchs, right? I think you've seen them in your yard. Right now, they are in Mexico and other warm places because it's too cold here. Well, not too bad today, but I mean, still, overall, it's just too cold for them. If you can see in the dark, birds and butterflies can travel around the world. Animals use moonlight and starlight to show them where to go at night. Bright lights distract them from the ponds and forests where they want to go. So our friends here, our birds right up here, and our butterfly friends, they have to have the dark to be able to see the water, rivers, lakes, etc., to be able to navigate their way to where they want to go. Too many bright lights on, they struggle. Okay, here we have a beautifully drawn owl. Look at the detail, even though it's just so many lines. It's just like it's begging me to color it. And then our wolf in the background and our fireflies. Oh, and a deer. Yeah, and a rabbit and mice. Probably possum too. If you can see the dark, little animals can sneak and hide. Possums, mice, and other animals need to hide and seek to find their food and to make sure they don't become food themselves. Okay, because if it's too light and the owl is looking for a mouse or a rabbit or something that it has to eat, then there goes Mr. Mouse and Rabbit to the owl's place for dinner. Okay, and make sure they don't become food. We said that. When it's dark, it's easier for them to stay in shadows and keep other animals from seeing them. Many animals even see better at night than we do during the day. Now for me, I wear glasses, as you can see. These help me see. I struggle kind of day and night a little bit sometimes, but some of our animal friends can see much better if it's dark. If we have too many lights on, it makes it kind of like they need help with their vision. Okay, here's the frogs by the pond and a ibis, well not an ibis, but a blue heron. Ibis at another point in the world. If you see the dark, birds and frogs know when to sing. Birds sing in the day. When there's too much light that is not from the stars and the moon, they think that it's daylight and not enough sleep to be healthy. Frogs croak and peep at night to find their friends, and if they think it's daytime, they might forget to sing. So just like the fireflies, you see, right? Look at their cool, like how they blow up that kind of lower chin of theirs. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. I can't do that. I'm thankful for that. But they need to do that to find other frogs. It's also beautiful to listen to, in my view. And of course, our fish friends. If you can see the dark, fish can have happy lives. Nighttime light affects fish and other aquatic life too. It lures fish away from their hiding spots to where bigger fish can find them and slows the growth of amphibians like frogs and newts. And no one wants to stay a tadpole forever. So this gets those little fish, and as they say, the tadpoles, out into deeper water. And of course, everybody's got to eat, so the big fish have to eat to be big fish. Population control. Okay, so here's a pair of crows. We have a chipmunk and we have a deer. Whoops. If you can see the dark, trees can grow and flowers can blossom. Plants blossom in the spring and drop their leaves in the fall. When it's too bright at night, flowers can bloom too early, and trees can drop their leaves too late. Would you want to wear a heavy coat and mittens in the summer? So This is part of how the trees go through photosynthesis. They have to have the dark cycle and they have to have the light cycle for the leaves to grow properly and to get ready to leave for the fall. Okay? Little science lesson there, photosynthesis. And of course our beautiful star constellations. If you can see the night, you can see the stars. Thousands and thousands of them, and they're not only stars, but planets, and even the white bands of our galaxy, the Milky Way. Drawing lines that connect the stars make pictures called constellations. There is the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper, Leo the Lion, Draco the Giant, pardon me, Draco the Dragon, and many more. Imagine all the stories you could tell about them. Right now, we have some of our patrons and one of our staff members who love the night sky. We even have a telescope that your family can sign out. All you have to do is come ask us. And tons of books on the stars and the planets and the constellation, the shapes that they will make. If you can see the dark, you can sleep as soundly as a bear. See, he's hibernating, right? He's getting his winter's rest. Everyone sleeps better when it's dark. A great big bear, a tiny chipmunk, or even you. Animals use darkness to know when it's time to go to bed and time to wake up. Getting a good night's sleep helps living things stay healthy and grow up big and strong. Another science word. It's called our circadian rhythms, and it keeps us like knowing, oh, it's time to be up. It's time for bed. And when those get messed up, we get messed up. Believe you me. If you can see the dark, you can see a beautiful place to live. So that's a cool picture of our planet, right? The big blue marble, they used to call this in a show I used to watch, and all our water showing up as blue. And then in the back, what's super cool is it tells you more about the need for dark skies at night and different organizations that you could contact to be able to get information to learn how to light your house on the outside to keep it safe, but not to keep too many lights outside to let the animals live their lives as well. Okay? A lot of cool science here. We are in our dark time, right? Longer nights right now, right? And we need this. We all need this. The world seems to need it. That's why it happens, I guess. So we're going to go over in a minute to the craft table, and I personally think this is the bee's knees craft. I love it. So once we switch over, I will show you how to do it. And come on in to get it. Back we are, crafters. I love Mr. Bayer. Don't you love him? He has got some similar lines as we just saw in the book. These kind of zengrams, if you will. And I just think I just love him. I don't know, it's something, I guess, but he reminds me almost of a totem pole or whatever. So let me tell you how I did this first. In your kit, you will receive a picture, just like you see here, of the bear with all these beautiful lines and designs. And what I did not put the whole back of the bear because really this is the back of the craft. So what I did, I just cut the head of the craft out, and then in your kit you will have a piece of this thicker paper. It's not quite oak tag, it's just a thicker paper, so that the paper doesn't just flop over in time. So see how that's right there, and it's kept the face of the bear nice and upright. Okay, so now you are going to color your bear as many colors as you want. This is your bear, always your art. So this is my version. I tried to use all kinds of colors of greens and browns. I don't know where the red ended up, as far as it was a marker that was mislabeled. So, oops, oh well. Gives him like a little war paint look. That's probably there, whatever. Sorry about that if that's offensive to anybody. So anyway, so here's my bear. And then what I did, you will have this little craft tube, and it's already pre-slit, right? Don't think it's broken. It's meant to be like that. So the tube flips over, and you're going to, I colored my popsicle stick, so it wasn't just this kind of manila color. So that's up to you. I colored both sides of my craft stick, and it goes in like this. Takes a little finessing. I'm just doing a little okay, we're in. Okay, it's really not that hard, but you might need a little help depending on your age. And look, presto changeo, it's not just a craft tube now, if the camera's seeing this. It's a craft tube that stands up beautifully and it doesn't knock over. Well, it just did, so it proved me wrong, but you get my point. So it helps Mr. Bear stand up. Okay, now comes time to assemble. So you have a standing craft tube that's got some pre-coloring done for you. I actually colored more. I didn't like the bear spot, so I kept going on mine. And I glued the bear's face. And then what I did, you will have some brown felt, just a chunk of it, in your craft kit. And I was going for kind of forest chic clothing. So I have it down in like strips, and like he's got a scarf on. Yeah, do you see that? And then underneath here is little bear arms. I'll have some little bear arms. Bear arms, that made me laugh, right? Double word meaning. Bear arms and some bare feet. Bare feet means no shoes, but in this case, it's the bear's feet. So here, I'll have some bare feet cut out for you and some bare arms, and then you can decide if you want to kind of make this cover up, almost like a poncho for the bear, because he lives outside, of course. And then I'll put a feather and a pom-pom inside. You can decide if you want him to have a little fuzzy tail. I liked it. And there you are, enclosure. Let us be smart, light stewards so our animals can live healthy lives, just like we need to. See you next time. Bye-bye.